Hi, today I'm going to talk about negotiation after home inspection. Stay tuned because at the end of the video, I'm going to provide you with an inspection checklist. I'm Kristin Stampini with RE/MAX Services. Let's get started. Your offer on the home should be based on what you have seen outside of the home inspection. So outside of the inspection, the best policy is to address the issues of repairs after your inspection has been completed. Because the inspection is a contingency, you are not bound to the contract if you and the seller can't come up to an agreement on repairs after the inspection. So when ordering your home inspection, this is usually done in the first 7 to 10 days, up to usually 15 days after your offer has been ratified, and its purpose is to provide you with the overall condition of the property. You will not doubt receive a laundry list of items that aren't perfect of the home. Focus on the problem things in the problem areas: mechanical, structural, HVAC, safety hazards, roof, things like that. The little things you really don't have to worry about. So determine what repairs you want to have completed. In my experience, there are 3 types of buyers when negotiating repairs. No repairs necessary. That's the buyer sees that are some issues, but because they are so minor, they decide to make the repairs on their own. There's no negotiation. Some repairs, the buyer only wants the seller to repair the items that could be a safety hazard. So those are the only things. And then all repairs, and that's the third buyer. Unless the home is brand new construction, asking the seller to make every single repair is really not reasonable. So we've all heard that you can't make chicken salad out of chicken poop, or buyers that insist on having a near perfect older home. I would suggest buying new construction so you don't even have to worry about it. You may find that the seller was very proactive and ordered a pre-listing home inspection. Sometimes they do that. After fixing any problems ahead of time, there may not be much to add to your list. This is a great idea sometimes for the right people, by the way. Forward list of repairs to the seller. You're definitely going to want to do of what you want in negotiation. Once your home inspection is complete, you and your realtor will have to prepare the list of repairs to give to the seller. Don't forget that you're under time restraint. Whatever time frame that you and the seller agreed on, can be 7, 10, 15 days, for example. You not only have to get the inspection completed, but also anything that you want the seller to do for you, you have to have during that time frame. And depending on what contract you use, the time frame is different. Have your realtor write the info addendum that all work shall be completed by a professional, if that's what you decide to do in the negotiations, licensed and insured. So if you're going to have them do it, you want to make sure that you add that. If you're considering asking for a credit, you will have to get quotes ahead of time while ensuring that you don't have to pass. And you can just call around. The inspector usually has some things in the report, but you also might want to check yourself. Ask the seller to make repairs or ask for a credit. Obviously the buyers will want the least amount to do after moving in, and the seller will want to make the most money. So a successful negotiation occurs when all parties get something they want. So it may be in the best interest of everyone for the buyer to get a credit at closing possibly, versus having the sellers make the repairs. It just really depends. So this could be a viable option, especially if the repairs are big ticket items. Now, if you're afraid of appraisal, this might not be your best option. You can consider getting a cash credit that goes towards either the sales price or the closing costs. This way you can totally control over how the repairs are completed. So you give a copy of the home inspection summary page is what you might want to do to the seller. And this way the seller can verify that the items, because a lot of people just come and say, I need this. And the seller's already mad because nobody's even given them any information. The seller may even be aware that they might not even be aware that there was even a problem to begin with. So make sure that the negotiations is not one-sided. It needs to be a win-win. And come to an agreement or walk away. You can do either one. I recommend that you come to an agreement if at all possible. Figure out what is fair on both ends and what you guys have come up with in the inspection. However, the seller can make one of 4 choices. And basically, the seller can agree to make all repairs, can negotiate the repair list. The seller can agree to make some of the repairs, okay, instead of all of them. The seller can agree to make no repairs. And remember, if they have backup offers, they can just walk away. The seller can agree to give you a credit instead of making the repairs to a buyer. So the reason why the home inspection is your biggest leverage is because if you don't agree with the seller concerning the repair list, you can merely walk away from the transaction. But definitely try to negotiate. Be reasonable. If you walk away from the buying a home because the seller didn't agree to replacing, for example, electrical outlet, you probably didn't want to buy that home anyways. A lot of the things are minor and just a handyman can fix them. Repairs that you really might be considering giving a pass, minor landscaping and issues with just paint, possible flooring, things that you can do yourself. And the big things, like I said, you want to really look at are the AC, the roof, electrical, plumbing leaks, foundation. Those are really the big things. Everything else are pretty small and minor. So make sure that when you are putting in your purchase price, you're considering the things that you need to do and the cost that it's going to cost you to do those things after purchasing the home. So because minor things are usually not negotiated too much during the inspection report. The other thing is no home, like I said, is perfect unless you buy it brand new and under construction. What's the inspector's job? It is to create a laundry list of items that need to happen in the home. And some of it might be screwing the door tighter. It could be loosening a bolt. So many different things that really don't cost anything. Very, very minor. A couple $100 to do a laundry list of 10. So you want to think, do I really want the home? And the other thing that you have to think about is if you're coming close to the appraised value of the home, when you put in the offer and it is, you have to remember that you might not want that credit and you might want those things to be fixed. So definitely negotiate. Do you really want the home? What are the things that the seller's willing to do? If you want the home, then make sure that what you offer, the seller is okay with. Don't go to things after you're buying the home and want them to fix things or just take down the price. The seller usually knows. Like, for example, in negotiations, that you wanted to purchase the home for $290,000, but then you bought it for $300,000, and in the inspection report, you're asking for $10,000. You want to make a seller really mad, and they know that you asked for that $10,000 because you never wanted to pay it. Especially in multiple offer situations, that sometimes happens. So it's really important that you work with the seller, you work with negotiations, and really focus on the big things that could be wrong with the home. So anyways, if you liked my video, please thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to it. Ask any questions. I will give you a home inspection checklist. Just reach out to me with any questions that you have. Thanks for tuning in to Stamp TV, and we'll see you next week. Bye.